Hey guys, so it is July 9th and I'm on my way to work. There's so much I haven't told you guys. It's just that we just got back from vacation and every time something happens, I don't like record it right then and there. So it's like I almost forgot a lot of it, which most of the reasons I haven't been recording is because I'm like, oh, I just woke up. Oh, I don't even have my eyebrows on. Or, I am at home and like the family's there. I need to be alone, in the car or something like that. It's just like I've always stopped myself from recording in the moment just because of just what's going on in the present. And I'm just like, I really shouldn't. I should just record everything as soon as it comes to me, because now I feel like there's so much I am not giving you guys that y'all should be able to like. That I wish I would. It's like there's so much because like if I would have told you stuff in the moment, it would have been like, oh wow, that's really cool, because like now I don't have that same thought anymore. But I do want to say I went on vacation. I went to go see my family, which I haven't seen in a very long time, in the Dallas area. And there was a couple of things that happened that I was just like, oh wow, like that's God working in me. Like I just noticed, like, for example, and I'm not trying to like make my husband look bad or anything, but he does have like a little bit of a temper where I'm more patient. And one of the things is we were in the living room at my brother-in-law's, and my daughter's like, I think she was saying like, when are we gonna go, or when are we gonna go eat or something. I don't know what she was saying, but she was doing one of those teenagers things like, I'm so bored, when are we gonna go? And my husband's response was, when we go, like in a minute. Like it was something like we're gonna leave when we leave. It was something like that. And she didn't say anything, and I just looked at her and I like calmly said, oh, we're gonna go here in a minute, we just have to wait for so and so to finish doing what they're doing. Like I just calmly gave her the answer she was looking for, instead of being frustrated. And I was just thinking like, wow, like I feel like that God has taught me something, because in the past, I would just like agree with my husband and be like, yeah, like stop being impatient and just wait. Like I would have probably got on to her as well. So I was just like, whenever that happened, I was just like, I just felt like, God was with us, because of the fact that I felt that whenever I didn't do what he did, he probably stopped and thought like, oh man, maybe I was overreacting. Like he probably thought like, I feel bad now, and that does happen sometimes, where my husband like overly like gets frustrated, and then I respond differently, and then he's just like, I'm sorry, I got exploded or whatever. But then he explains himself to like the kid, that he's upset or whatever. And so I just felt like that was really good. That was really good that I didn't just react like how I normally would. Another thing was, we were driving in the car, and my husband, there was two situations, but they were both the same, where he got frustrated. And I can't remember what they were, but he got frustrated. And normally when my husband gets mad, I get mad. And when I get mad, I scream and I cry. And so this time he got frustrated about something. And normally where I would have said something, I just didn't say anything. And I started to get upset, like I wanted to cry about it. But instead, I just heard God in my head say, that's his feelings. That's his emotions. That's how he thinks. That doesn't mean that you have to let him like ruin your emotions. Because I'm always telling my daughter, because I even had that same conversation with her earlier in the day, about her brother, because he's always frustrating her. And I said, you know what? Like if you're happy and confident, stay happy and confident. Don't let his opinion ruin how you're feeling. And so I had to take my own advice. And when my husband was frustrated, I was thinking, okay, I'm still happy. Why am I going to let him make me feel sad just because that's how he's feeling? He's feeling frustrated. That doesn't mean I don't have to join into, I don't have to react. We don't have to fight. And so I was so happy that actually moved me. Like the whole time since it's happened, I keep getting that feeling of joy and happiness. Like, wow, I'm really changing. Like, when people say you should think before you speak, I used to always think like, how? It's like so hard. Like when someone says something, your first thing is to like open your mouth and react. Like whatever comes out, comes out. And then I just realized like, wow, like I got a moment to stop. And I thought, and I was thinking, Don't react. You don't have to. You don't always have to say something, and you don't always have to change your surrounding or your emotions based off of someone else's. So I was just so happy and so moved that I just feel like, man, God's really working in me. Like every day it's something new. Every day it's something new. And today I was so happy. I was actually reading on our whole trip. I was reading that book, which I don't really think it's like the best. It's a 40 Days to Your Purpose thing. And every time I was telling my husband, like every time I read like a piece of it, it's like I completely forgot what I read. And but then there'll be like, as I'm reading it, I'd be like, oh yeah, like it makes me think like, oh yeah, you know, blah blah blah. And so as I was reading like half of it, I was like, oh, I told everybody, I was like in the car, I said, I could be the next Tony Robbins. Like, I could be the next Oprah. Like, maybe that's what my purpose is. Like, I am good at, like, being motivated, you know, like finding motivation. And I like to motivate others. And I was just thinking that, like, just, like, barely thinking it a little bit. But then I just kind of, like, went on with my day or whatever. But then today I was watching Michael Todd. And there was a series called Unwrapping Your Gift or something like that. And it was basically like how God has a gift for everybody, but if you're like hiding it and you're not sharing it with everybody, you're not going to grow and you're not going to get to your purpose. And so as I was learning, I started realizing that's what I like to do. Like, my gift is encouragement. I love to encourage people to do things. It's so fast. I mean, it's so easy to encourage people. It feels good. It makes me want to like go out there and help them because I know they have potential. And I was thinking, that's such a great gift from God. Like, I never thought about is that I can help others by encouraging them, and they can help others by their gift. We all have different gifts, and we just got to figure out what it is. The way I also found out that encouraging people was my gift was because yesterday I was working with a coworker, and I was just trying to glorify God by bringing Him into my daily life, and I started talking to her, and I just asked her, you know, like if she goes to church, what church she goes to. We were just talking, and I didn't really have anything to say. So I asked her, like, what inspires you? And when we started talking about what inspires her, I felt inspired by her inspiration. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I can help encourage her. Because when I was watching that show, I was thinking I can help encourage her to do something with that inspiration. And so I just realized, like, that's my gift is encouragement, and that's such a great gift. Like, I'm so happy with that because to me it's easy. And so I never realized that I've always been encouraging people. Always. I always tell my husband, like, you should do this, you should do that. Or, like, not bossing, but encouraging. Even people at work, I've always tried to encourage them to, like, do their talents. So, I don't know. I'm so excited. But I'm going to be late for work, so I need to leave right now. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.